The profound question at hand is, what if the single most impactful habit designed to safeguard your prostate gland demands merely 30 seconds of your day, yet an astonishing 90% of men over the age of 60 are inadvertently engaging in the precise opposite action every single day? This isn't a hypothetical scenario, it's a critical reality confronting millions of men globally. As Dr. Jocelyn, a dedicated urologist with over a decade of hands-on experience in the intricate field of men's urological health, my mission has consistently been to empower men navigating the complexities of their 60s and beyond, guiding them towards avoiding invasive prostate surgery and facilitating the reclamation of their vibrant quality of life. Today, I am compelled to pull back the curtain and unveil 5 fundamental daily habits that possess the remarkable capacity to prevent up to 70% of potential prostate problems long before they even manifest or begin to cast a shadow over your well-being. These aren't just generic wellness tips, they are meticulously ranked insights, progressing from initially surprising revelations to truly life-altering strategies. What genuinely shocked me, a urologist steeped in this field, when I first meticulously reviewed the comprehensive research, was the stark statistical reality. By the time men reach their 70th birthday, a staggering 80% of them will contend with an enlarged prostate. 80%. Let that figure resonate for a moment. However, what subsequent studies consistently illuminate is a profound dichotomy. Men who consciously and consistently integrate these 5 very specific habits into their daily routines experience a remarkable 70% fewer bothersome symptoms. We're talking about men of the same age demographic, often sharing similar genetic predispositions, yet manifesting entirely divergent health outcomes. The fundamental differentiating factor isn't luck or circumstance. It boils down to 5 deceptively simple daily choices that, unfortunately, the vast majority of men entirely overlook, dismissing their profound long-term impact. Before we delve deeply into each of these transformative habits, I urge you to take a moment and engage with this content. Hit that like button right now to spread this vital information. Share in the comments section where in the world you are currently watching from. I genuinely cherish the opportunity to connect with and learn from each of you. And critically, subscribe to this channel. Subscribing ensures you never miss out on these evidence-backed strategies that hold the potential to spare you from years of unnecessary suffering, discomfort, and eroded quality of life. Furthermore, I implore you to remain with me through the entire discussion, particularly staying focused until we reveal habit number 1. It is, without exaggeration, the most profoundly powerful and immediately impactful action you can initiate starting as early as tonight. It demands no financial investment, requires mere seconds of your time, and the tangible results are nothing short of remarkable, often manifesting rapidly. Now, let us proceed. It is imperative that you listen with utmost care and attention because I need you to grasp a profoundly important truth that often goes unrecognized. Your prostate gland is, in fact, under a relentless assault every single day, and the vast majority of men remain entirely oblivious to this ongoing battle. By the time you mark your 60th year, your prostate has been diligently producing vital fluid for an uninterrupted 4 decades. Throughout this extensive period, it has been continuously subjected to and influenced by decades of insidious chronic inflammation, unpredictable hormonal fluctuations, suboptimal blood circulation, and the slow accumulating effects of cumulative cellular damage. This isn't a condition that suddenly materializes overnight like a fleeting illness. Rather, it is a complex biological process that has been insidiously building and progressing for many years, often silently. This protracted process is precisely why benign prostatic hyperplasia, more commonly referred to by its medical acronym BPH, which is the clinical term for prostate enlargement, comes to affect over 50% of men by the relatively early age of 60. And as previously noted, by the age of 70, that alarming figure dramatically escalates to a staggering 80% of the male population. The array of debilitating symptoms that invariably accompany this progressive enlargement can, quite literally, absolutely devastate and erode your quality of life in myriad ways that individuals who have not personally endured them simply cannot authentically comprehend or empathize with. I'm referring to the soul-crushing experience of being abruptly awoken from a desperately needed sleep 3, 5, or even more times every single night, solely for the urgent and often inefficient purpose of urinating. This isn't just an inconvenience, it's a relentless assault on your restorative sleep cycle, leading to chronic fatigue, irritability, and a diminished capacity to enjoy daily activities. I'm speaking of the frustrating reality of a weak, hesitant urinary stream that seemingly takes an eternity to adequately empty your bladder, leaving you standing at the urinal or toilet, consumed by a potent mix of frustration, embarrassment, and an underlying sense of physical inadequacy. This often leads to a constant, gnawing urgency that tyrannically dictates your entire daily schedule, forcing you to meticulously plan every outing, every social engagement, every travel itinerary strictly around the predictable and convenient locations of public restrooms. The profound embarrassment and self-imposed isolation that arise from actively avoiding travel opportunities, declining invitations to social gatherings, and even reluctantly limiting cherished time spent with your beloved grandchildren or family members, all stemming from a pervasive terror of not being able to locate a suitable bathroom facility in the precise moment of urgent need. These are the silent, unspoken burdens of a struggling prostate. However, here lies a pivotal truth that most urologists, unfortunately, may not candidly share with you, either due to time constraints or a focus on reactive treatment rather than proactive prevention. And I state this with the full weight of my professional conviction, as someone who has dedicated her entire career to assiduously championing men's urological health. This grim progression of prostate issues is demonstrably not an inevitable outcome of aging. It absolutely does not have to be your personal narrative or your unavoidable fate. Groundbreaking research emerging from Japan, which meticulously analyzed comprehensive nationwide health data sets, unequivocally discovered that the consistent adoption of healthy, preventative lifestyle habits can either significantly prevent the onset of or dramatically delay the progression of prostate problems in the overwhelming majority of men. The 5 transformative habits I am privileged to share with you today are not merely arbitrary or superficial wellness tips gleaned from fleeting trends. On the contrary, they are meticulously chosen interventions that specifically and precisely target the actual underlying biological mechanisms that are demonstrably causing prostate damage in the first place. These mechanisms include chronic and persistent inflammation, compromised pelvic circulation, insidious hormonal imbalances, destructive cellular oxidation, and direct detrimental mechanical pressure exerted upon the delicate gland itself. Allow me to share a particularly poignant example involving one of my actual patients, illustrating the profound impact of these habits. He was a 68-year-old retired engineer, a man who initially presented in my office looking utterly exhausted, his shoulders slumped in a posture of profound defeat. His personal battle was severe. He was routinely waking up an astonishing 6 times every single night just to urinate. 6 times. His quality of life was, by his own admission, absolutely terrible, almost non-existent. He confided in me, his voice heavy with despair, that he hadn't experienced more than 2 consecutive hours of uninterrupted sleep in over a year. The relentless sleep deprivation had predictably strained his marriage to the breaking point. He had completely ceased traveling, a once beloved pastime, and he openly articulated feeling like an old man trapped in his own failing body, robbed of his vitality and independence. Yet, after diligently and consistently implementing these 5 powerful habits for a mere 3 months, a surprisingly short duration, gentlemen, considering the decades of accumulated damage, his nighttime bathroom trips were miraculously reduced to just one. He sat in my office during his follow-up appointment, his eyes welling with genuine tears of relief and gratitude, and with a voice choked with emotion, he articulated, "Dr. Jocelyn, I genuinely feel like I've got my life back. For so long, I resigned myself to thinking this relentless struggle was just an unavoidable part of getting older. I thought I simply had to accept it, that there was no escape." His story is a powerful testament that you absolutely do not have to accept this trajectory. These habits unequivocally work, and they work precisely because they courageously address the insidious root causes of prostate issues, rather than merely attempting to suppress or mask the superficial symptoms. Now, with that compelling preamble, permit me to reveal to you exactly what these transformative habits entail. If you are genuinely ready and committed to actively protecting your prostate health and unequivocally taking back control of your overall well-being, I urge you to hit that like button right now. Let us begin this journey of empowerment. Habit number 5, walk 30 minutes daily. No excuses, period. Most men, upon hearing this recommendation, tend to compartmentalize walking, erroneously believing it's primarily beneficial solely for cardiovascular health, perhaps offering some ancillary support for weight management or merely keeping their joints minimally loose. They are, regrettably, missing the infinitely larger, more profound picture entirely when it comes to prostate health. Walking, in its deceptively simple form, stands as one of the most remarkably potent and accessible prostate protectors available to you, and it comes with the undeniable advantage of costing absolutely nothing. A landmark 2024 study, meticulously published in the esteemed British Journal of Sports Medicine, undertook the monumental task of tracking thousands upon thousands of men over the course of multiple years, observing their health trajectories with keen precision. The researchers' findings were nothing short of astonishing and deeply significant. Men whose cardiovascular fitness demonstrably improved by even a modest 3% annually were an impressive 35% less likely to develop prostate cancer when directly compared to their counterparts whose fitness levels experienced a decline. Consider that figure, a substantial 35% risk reduction achieved through the simple, consistent act of walking. Let me meticulously elucidate precisely why this works so effectively on a fundamental biological level, because truly comprehending the underlying mechanisms is paramount to fostering unwavering commitment to this habit. Firstly, consistent walking actively and profoundly reduces chronic inflammation throughout your entire physiological system, crucially extending its anti-inflammatory benefits directly into your prostate tissue. Chronic inflammation is universally recognized as one of the primary, most insidious drivers of prostate enlargement and the cumulative cellular damage that precedes more serious issues. When you engage in regular, brisk walking, you are, quite literally, actively cooling that detrimental inflammatory fire within your body, extinguishing a key instigator of prostate pathology. Secondly, walking dramatically and consistently improves robust blood circulation to your entire pelvic region, a critical area often overlooked. Enhanced and healthier circulation translates directly into a more abundant supply of oxygen and vital nutrients efficiently reaching your prostate gland, while simultaneously ensuring that metabolic waste products and pro-inflammatory compounds are effectively and promptly removed. Envision this process as providing your prostate with a fresh, revitalizing infusion of blood supply, rich in all it needs, every single day. Additionally, consistent walking is an indispensable tool in helping you meticulously maintain a healthy body weight. The detrimental link between obesity and prostate enlargement is direct and well established, with excess adipose tissue accelerating prostate growth growth through intricate hormonal mechanisms that I will elaborate upon further when we discuss habit number 2. Finally, and crucially, walking demonstrably reduces the circulating levels of cortisol and other detrimental stress hormones that are known to actively aggravate existing prostate symptoms and exacerbate urinary urgency, creating a vicious cycle of discomfort. Research from Harvard, tracking over 30,000 men for years in one of the largest and most comprehensive studies of its kind, unequivocally showed that those who walked regularly reported significantly fewer bothersome prostate symptoms compared to their sedentary counterparts. Even moderate intensity walking, not demanding marathons or intense sweat-drenching exercise, but simply a brisk, consistent pace, yielded substantial, measurable, and clinically significant benefits. Here's the precise, actionable protocol I consistently provide to all my patients, making it achievable for everyone. Commit to 30 minutes of walking daily, without fail, every single day. This can be accomplished either as one continuous 30-minute session, or, for added flexibility, it can be conveniently broken down into 3 separate 10-minute walks, strategically spaced throughout your day. The key is consistency and cumulative time. Maintain a moderate pace where you can comfortably hold a conversation, indicating you're not gasping for breath, but you should distinctly feel your heart rate modestly increase and perceive a slight exertion. There's no expensive gym membership required, no specialized or costly equipment to purchase, and no need for an exorbitant personal trainer, just consistent, purposeful daily movement. I recall one patient, 67 years old, who confessed to having been completely sedentary for over a decade, a lifestyle trajectory that involved a demanding desk job, transitioning directly into a retirement spent predominantly on the couch. His prostate symptoms were profoundly severe: 5 nighttime bathroom trips, a frustratingly weak urinary stream, and a pervasive, constant sense of urgency that dictated his life. After committing to just 30 minutes of walking daily for a mere 8 weeks, his nighttime trips dramatically plummeted from 5 to 2. His urinary stream noticeably improved, and perhaps most importantly, he reported feeling genuinely energized and optimistic for the first time in years, a profound shift in his overall well-being. Walking 30 minutes daily is not merely a suggestion, it is a non-negotiable cornerstone if you are genuinely serious and committed to safeguarding your prostate health for the long term. However, it's vital to recognize that while powerful, the next 4 habits are even more impactful and transformative. Take a moment to comment below. Are you currently walking daily? Be honest with yourself about your current routine. Habit number 4, limit alcohol to 3 drinks, weekly maximum. This particular recommendation frequently comes as a considerable surprise to many of my patients, largely because they have been conditioned by widespread, often misleading narratives, suggesting that moderate alcohol consumption is perfectly benign, or even, in some contexts, potentially beneficial for overall health. However, here is the unvarnished truth, a crucial piece of information that I consistently impart to every man over the age of 60 who seeks my counsel in my office. After reaching the age of 60, even what most would consider moderate drinking can in fact significantly aggravate and worsen existing prostate problems or accelerate their development. Research emanating from Japan, derived from a rigorous analysis of comprehensive nationwide health data, starkly demonstrated that actively avoiding excessive alcohol consumption was an absolutely critical factor in preventing the insidious progression of prostate enlargement. But here is the nuanced and perhaps most surprising detail that the detailed analysis meticulously revealed. Even consuming what many people commonly define as moderate amounts of alcohol after age 60 can have a distinctly detrimental impact on your prostate health, exacerbating underlying vulnerabilities. Let's dissect the precise physiological mechanism behind this detrimental effect. Firstly, alcohol acts as a potent systemic inflammatory agent, increasing widespread inflammation throughout your body, and critically, this inflammatory response extends directly into the delicate prostate tissue itself. This chronic low-grade inflammation is a primary driver of prostate cell proliferation and enlargement. Secondly, alcohol insidiously disrupts your delicate and intricate hormone balance, particularly in a manner detrimental to prostate health. It has been shown to suppress testosterone production, a vital male hormone, while simultaneously elevating estrogen levels. This ensuing hormonal chaos creates an internal environment that actively accelerates aberrant prostate cell growth and glandular enlargement, effectively fueling the problem. Thirdly, alcohol possesses direct irritant properties that affect the bladder, and it directly exacerbates pre-existing urinary symptoms, making urgency and frequency significantly worse, leading to increased discomfort and disruption. The specific actionable threshold I emphatically recommend for optimal prostate health is a strict maximum of 3 to 4 standard drinks for the entire week. It is absolutely crucial to grasp this distinction, not 3 to 4 drinks per day, but for the whole 7-day week. Furthermore, it is highly advisable to strategically spread these limited drinks out across different days, rather than consuming them all in one sitting. Never, under any circumstances, should you consume more than 2 standard drinks in a single drinking occasion. Ideally, for maximum benefit, endeavor to maintain at least 1 to 2 completely alcohol-free days between any occasions where you choose to drink. For clarity and accurate self-assessment, it's important to remember that 1 standard drink typically equates to 12 ounces of regular beer, 5 ounces of wine, or 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. It's a common observation in my practice that most men significantly underestimate their actual alcohol consumption, often tallying up far more than they realize. I had a patient, for instance, who had been consuming 4 to 5 standard drinks nightly for decades, a habit he had unconsciously integrated into his daily routine as his perceived way of relaxing after a long, stressful day. His prostate symptoms were predictably terrible: a constant gnawing urgency, a weak stream that would dribble endlessly, prolonging his bathroom visits, and the utterly debilitating need to use the bathroom literally every hour throughout the night. His wife, driven to desperation by his constant nocturnal movements, had been forced to sleep in a separate room just to get some rest. After making the courageous and necessary decision to cut his total alcohol consumption down to a maximum of 3 drinks for the entire week, his prostate symptoms began to show noticeable improvement within a mere 4 weeks. By the 8-week mark, his nighttime bathroom trips had dramatically dropped from 6 down to a much more manageable 2. He looked at me during his follow-up appointment, a profound realization etched on his face, and said, "Dr. Jocelyn, I genuinely thought alcohol was helping me unwind and relax. All this time, it was actively destroying my prostate, and I had absolutely no idea how insidious it was." This story underscores the power of this single change. Limit your alcohol intake to 3 drinks weekly maximum. Your prostate will undeniably begin to respond positively and show significant improvements within a matter of weeks. I have witnessed this transformative response countless times in my practice. Now, remain with me because the top 3 habits we are about to discuss are absolute game changers, offering even more profound and immediate benefits. Habit number 3. Eat cooked tomatoes 3 times weekly. Among all the dietary interventions rigorously studied for prostate protection, this specific food, the humble tomato, consistently demonstrates the strongest and most compelling research evidence. Yet, despite its proven efficacy, most men are simply not consuming nearly enough of it to reap its protective benefits. The secret lies within tomatoes in a powerful, naturally occurring antioxidant compound known as lycopene. Lycopene directly acts to protect delicate prostate cells from the destructive ravages of oxidative damage, a key contributor to cellular aging and dysfunction, and it may even actively work to slow down the abnormal cell growth that characterizes both benign enlargement and cancerous changes. However, here is the critical piece of information that most people are unaware of, a nuance that dramatically impacts its effectiveness. Cooked tomatoes provide a significantly higher amount of absorbable lycopene than their raw counterparts. The culinary process of cooking tomatoes, whether by simmering, roasting, or stewing, plays a crucial role. It effectively breaks down the tough plant cell walls that encase the lycopene molecules, thereby making the lycopene far more bioavailable for your body to actually absorb and efficiently utilize. While raw tomatoes are undoubtedly a healthy addition to any diet, for the specific purpose of targeted prostate protection, cooked tomatoes are demonstrably and dramatically more effective at delivering their potent lycopene payload. Multiple robust scientific studies have consistently demonstrated impressive and clinically significant results regarding lycopene's benefits. For instance, research has found that men who regularly consumed cooked tomatoes as little as twice weekly exhibited an impressive 28% lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who rarely, if ever, consumed them. Other comprehensive studies have similarly concluded that a higher dietary intake of lycopene was directly and positively associated with a measurable reduction in prostate enlargement and a discernibly slower progression of existing prostate disease over extended periods. A 28% risk reduction from simply incorporating cooked tomatoes into your diet is, by any measure, a truly remarkable and profoundly impactful finding, highlighting the power of dietary choices. Here's the exact practical protocol I recommend for my patients to easily integrate this habit. Aim to consume 3 servings of cooked tomatoes weekly. This can be effortlessly achieved through various delicious and versatile culinary applications. Think of generous servings of rich tomato sauce adorning your favorite pasta dishes, the robust flavor of marinara sauce topping a pizza or accompanying meatballs, hearty tomato-based soups warming you from within, sweetly roasted tomatoes as a side dish, or the slow-cooked goodness of tomatoes integrated into savory stews and flavorful curries. For an added boost to lycopene absorption, a small drizzle of olive oil over your cooked tomatoes is highly recommended. This is because lycopene is a fat-soluble compound, meaning its absorption is significantly enhanced when consumed with healthy fats. 1 serving, for practical purposes, equates to approximately half a cup of concentrated tomato sauce or a full cup of cooked diced tomatoes. This habit is by no means difficult to achieve. It is both delicious, remarkably affordable, and incredibly effective in supporting prostate health. I recall a patient who faithfully incorporated tomato-based meals 3 times weekly, exactly as I had recommended. Beyond this, he also made conscious efforts to add more cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli and cauliflower to his diet, and began regularly snacking on pumpkin seeds, another recognized food known for its prostate-supportive properties. After a consistent period of 6 months following these dietary changes, his prostate-specific antigen, PSA levels, which had previously been in the borderline high range, demonstrably dropped back into the entirely normal and healthy range. His urologist, observing these significant improvements achieved purely through dietary modifications without any concurrent medication changes, was genuinely impressed and expressed his admiration for the patient's commitment and the remarkable outcome. Eating cooked tomatoes 3 times weekly is unequivocally one of the most powerful and readily available dietary interventions for robust prostate health, and it's something you can literally begin incorporating into your meals this very week. However, the habits we will now discuss, habits 2 and 1, are even more critically important, demanding your continued and undivided attention. Keep watching to uncover these vital insights. Habit number 2, maintain a healthy weight. Lose 10% if you're currently overweight. This particular habit transcends the singular focus on prostate health. Its implications reverberate throughout and positively impact your entire life. However, I want to be exceptionally precise and clear about its direct and undeniable connection to your prostate, because the accumulating research evidence is not only compelling, but also, at times, deeply concerning. Obesity is not merely a risk factor that coincidentally raises the statistical likelihood of developing prostate cancer. Rigorous studies have unequivocally unfortunately found that obesity is also profoundly associated with the development of more aggressive forms of prostate disease, characterized by faster growth and greater malignancy, and tragically, it correlates with significantly higher death rates from prostate cancer. A comprehensive 2022 study employing meticulous analysis established direct, measurable, and alarming connections between increased waist circumference, prevalent sedentary behavior, excessive visceral belly fat, the dangerous fat surrounding internal organs, and the accelerated enlargement of prostate size. The relationship identified was starkly linear. The greater the amount of visceral belly fat an individual carries, the faster and larger their prostate gland tends to grow. Let us delve deeper into why this insidious process unfolds on a fundamental hormonal level. Excess body fat, particularly the metabolically active and dangerous visceral abdominal fat, acts as a prolific endocrine organ itself, dramatically increasing systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. This widespread inflammation creates a hostile internal environment, not just in the prostate, but systemically. Crucially, excess fat also disrupts your delicate and intricately balanced hormone profile in particularly damaging ways. It leads to an elevation of both estrogen and insulin levels, two hormones that can stimulate prostate growth, while simultaneously suppressing the production of testosterone, the primary male hormone. This resulting hormonal chaos or imbalance creates a perfect storm within your body. It actively accelerates prostate enlargement, significantly increases the inherent risk of developing prostate cancer, and concurrently worsens pre-existing urinary symptoms, creating a cascade of health issues. But here is the profoundly encouraging and empowering part of this discussion, and I genuinely want you to truly absorb and internalize this message. Simply losing just 10% of your current body weight if you are presently overweight can lead to a significant and measurable improvement in prostate health outcomes. You do not need to embark on a grueling regimen to become an elite athlete, nor do you need to aspire to miraculously achieve some idealized body weight from your 20s. A realistic and achievable loss of just 10% of your body weight makes a demonstrably measurable and clinically significant difference in your prostate health. The sustainable and practical approach I consistently recommend focuses on intelligent portion control rather than advocating for excessively restrictive, punitive, or unsustainable fad dieting. Begin by consciously reducing your food portions by a modest 20% to 25% at every single meal. A simple yet psychologically effective trick is to use smaller plates. This creates an optical illusion that your plate is fuller, satisfying your mind while reducing caloric intake. Crucially, learn to stop eating when you feel about 80% full, rather than pushing yourself to the point of being uncomfortably stuffed. Structure your diet around nutrient-dense foods, an abundance of fresh vegetables and fruits, lean proteins from sources like chicken or fish, wholesome whole grains, and healthy fats derived from nuts, avocados, and high-quality olive oil. Concurrently, it is highly advisable to limit your consumption of red meat and, importantly, to actively avoid processed foods and minimize your intake of added sugars, which are major contributors to inflammation and weight gain. Combine this sensible and sustainable dietary approach with your daily 30-minute walk, and you will effectively create a powerful synergy that promotes consistent, gradual, and sustainable weight loss, entirely circumventing the pitfalls and inevitable failures associated with extreme deprivation-based dieting. I vividly recall a patient who weighed 240 pounds when he first consulted me at the age of 62. His prostate was significantly enlarged upon physical examination, and his accompanying symptoms were severe, rendering him utterly miserable and impacting every facet of his daily existence. After diligently losing 25 pounds over a period of 6 months through the disciplined application of portion control and consistent daily walking, his symptoms improved dramatically and profoundly. His follow-up examination revealed a measurable and undeniable reduction in the actual physical size of his prostate gland. He expressed genuine disbelief and astonishment that mere weight loss, something he had always associated primarily with appearance, could exert such a direct and beneficial effect on his prostate health. Therefore, Commit to maintaining a healthy weight through intelligent and sensible portion control. If you currently find yourself overweight, make the firm commitment to lose just 10% of your body weight. Your prostate will, without question, thank you for this transformative effort. Now we arrive at habit number 1, which is unequivocally the most powerful action you can take, and it is a habit you can initiate starting tonight without delay. This is truly the game changer, the single most impactful insight that fundamentally transformed my entire approach to patient care and prostate health. If you are still with me and finding this information valuable, please hit that like button to show your support. Habit number 1, never hold your urine, respond immediately. This is, without any shred of doubt, the single fastest and most direct way to inflict damage upon your prostate gland. And here is what, as a urologist dedicated to men's health, truly breaks my heart. An astonishing 90% of men over the age of 60 routinely engage in this harmful practice multiple times daily, completely unaware of the insidious and cumulative harm they are causing themselves. They are unknowingly sabotaging their own health. Let me meticulously explain precisely what transpires within your body when you consciously or unconsciously hold your urine beyond the initial urge. Your bladder, when allowed to become overfull, undergoes significant stretching, and critically, it presses directly and forcefully upon your prostate gland, which is anatomically situated immediately below it, nestled at the bladder's neck. This constant, repetitive, and sustained mechanical pressure exerts immense strain on the prostate, leading to chronic irritation, the exacerbation of systemic and local inflammation, and ultimately, noticeable swelling of the delicate prostate tissue itself. Furthermore, the muscles of your bladder, designed for efficient contraction, gradually weaken from this repeated overdistension, eventually losing their inherent ability to contract effectively and completely empty the bladder. This results in residual urine, a breeding ground for problems. Beyond the mechanical stress, stagnant urine that lingers in an overfull bladder creates an ideal, hospitable environment for bacteria to proliferate and flourish. This bacterial presence, coupled with the constant irritation, fosters a highly inflammatory milieu that directly damages the surrounding tissues, including the prostate. Robust research consistently confirms that timely voiding, that is, making a conscious effort to go to the bathroom as soon as you first feel the natural urge to urinate, actively prevents bladder overdistension and significantly reduces the detrimental pressure exerted on the prostate, thereby preventing long-term cumulative damage that is difficult to reverse. Yet, despite this clear physiological imperative, most men, for a variety of reasons, completely ignore this vital bodily signal. They hold their urine during important meetings, fearing they might appear weak or unprofessional if they interrupt. They hold it during errands, deeming a bathroom break to be inconvenient or time-consuming. They hold it while driving long distances, unwilling to pull over and pause their journey. They hold it while comfortably ensconced on the couch watching television, simply because they are reluctant to disrupt their relaxation. Every single time they make this conscious or unconscious choice to delay urination, they are, without even realizing it, inflicting subtle yet significant damage upon their delicate prostate gland. The profound fix for this widespread problem is refreshingly simple and demands immediate response. When you perceive the first distinct urge to urinate, go immediately. Do not delay for another 5 minutes, rationalizing that you can hold on a bit longer. Do not wait until the commercial break in your favorite program. Do not try to finish just one more task before attending to nature's call. Just go. Make a conscious effort to plan your day with awareness of bathroom access. Know where facilities are conveniently located, especially when you are away from home. If you anticipate traveling or encountering situations where bathroom access might be limited for an extended period, it is far wiser and less damaging to proactively reduce your fluid intake slightly beforehand, rather than subjecting your bladder and prostate to hours of painful and harmful urine retention afterwards. Prevention, in this context, is always immeasurably better than attempting damage control after the fact. One of my patients, a 64-year-old busy attorney routinely held his urine for hours on end during intense work days, feeling he simply couldn't step away from critical depositions or important meetings. Over time, he developed severe urgency, a frustratingly weak stream, and eventually progressed to the point where he couldn't completely empty his bladder, a dangerous condition that can lead to infections and further damage. When I meticulously explained the precise mechanism of damage to him, and he committed wholeheartedly to responding immediately to his body's crucial signals, his symptoms improved dramatically and noticeably within a mere 6 weeks. He sat across from me at his follow-up appointment, a look of profound enlightenment on his face, and articulated, "Dr. Jocelyn, I had absolutely no idea that holding my urine was systematically destroying my prostate. I genuinely thought I was being disciplined and productive by delaying. This one simple, immediate change fixed everything." This powerful anecdote underscores the truth. Never hold your urine. This single habit protects your prostate more powerfully and immediately than almost anything else you can possibly do. This is unequivocally ranked as habit number 1 because it is the most powerful, the easiest to implement, and its beneficial results begin to manifest almost immediately. You can literally begin practicing this life-changing habit tonight. I urge you to comment below right now and be completely honest with yourself. Are you currently holding your urine daily? Your candid self-assessment is the first step toward change. Your complete implementation system, a roadmap to prostate protection. Now, allow me to provide you with a precise, actionable, and systematic plan to immediately implement all 5 of these transformative habits, starting today, tonight, right now. Habit 1, never hold your urine. From this very moment forward, make a resolute commitment to respond immediately, every single time you feel the slightest urge to urinate. Absolutely never hold it. This critical change begins now, with no exceptions or delays. Habit 5, walk 30 minutes daily. Starting tomorrow morning, without fail, commit to walking for 30 minutes. Set a non-negotiable, sacred daily appointment with yourself for this walk. Enter it into your calendar, just as you would a crucial business meeting or a doctor's appointment. Treat it with the utmost seriousness it deserves. Habit 2, maintain healthy weight through portion control. Tomorrow, at breakfast, begin to consciously reduce your portion sizes by 20% to 25%. Make it a consistent practice to use a smaller plate at every meal. Start building this sustainable and gradual habit immediately. Consistency is key, not drastic cuts. Habit 4, limit alcohol to 3 drinks weekly maximum. This week, take an honest inventory of your alcohol consumption. Track it meticulously, perhaps by simply writing it down. Then, make the firm decision to cut your total alcohol intake to a strict maximum of 3 standard drinks for the entire week. There are no exceptions to this. Commit fully. Habit 3, eat cooked tomatoes 3 times weekly. Also this week, make a point to purchase fresh tomatoes, tomato sauce, or marinara. Actively plan and actually prepare 3 distinct tomato-based meals. Integrate these delicious and beneficial foods into your diet. Tracking your results. It is crucial to monitor your progress carefully. During week 1, before implementing all changes, make a note of how many times you typically wake up nightly to urinate. This will serve as your essential baseline measurement. During weeks 2 through 4, continue diligently tracking this metric. The vast majority of my patients begin to notice measurable and significant improvements within a relatively short period, often within just 2 to 4 weeks of consistent implementation. By weeks 6 through 8, your symptoms should realistically improve by a remarkable 40% to 60%. You will observe a noticeable decrease in nighttime bathroom trips, a distinct improvement in your urinary stream strength, and a significant reduction in the constant, bothersome urgency that previously dictated your life. Additional support recommendations for enhanced prostate health. Quit smoking completely. If you currently smoke, make the unequivocal decision to quit completely and permanently. Smoking demonstrably worsens prostate problems through a multitude of detrimental biological mechanisms, significantly increasing inflammation and cellular damage. Get annual prostate screening. Commit to undergoing annual prostate screening starting at age 60 or earlier if you have specific risk factors. Early detection of potential issues allows for timely lifestyle interventions or, if necessary, medical treatment before medication or invasive surgery become the unavoidable necessities. Manage stress effectively. Actively manage chronic stress through proven techniques such as meditation, engaging in hobbies you enjoy, practicing mindfulness, or other relaxation techniques. Chronic stress is known to significantly aggravate urinary symptoms and actively promotes the destructive cycle of inflammation within the body. One of my most inspiring patients systematically implemented all 5 of these habits exactly as I have meticulously outlined. At his 6-month follow-up appointment, his prostate size had not continued its typical trajectory of enlargement. Instead, it had remarkably stabilized, an outcome that is virtually unheard of without active intervention. More profoundly, his symptoms had improved by over 60%, leading to a dramatically enhanced quality of life. He shared with me, his voice brimming with renewed vitality, "Dr. Jocelyn, these 5 simple, actionable habits truly gave me my life back. I completely avoided surgery, something I was dreading. I now sleep soundly through the entire night. I can travel again without constant anxiety. I genuinely feel like myself for the first time in years, full of energy and purpose." This comprehensive system works, and it works exceptionally well when practiced diligently and consistently. I have personally witnessed its transformative power in hundreds of my patients. Final thoughts, gentlemen, to carry with you. Here is the ultimate understanding I need you to internalize and carry forward. By the age of 70, the statistical reality is that 80% of men will indeed have an enlarged prostate. That is the undeniable statistical truth. However, and this is the crucial distinction, an enlarged prostate absolutely does not have to equate to relentless suffering. It does not have to necessitate invasive surgery. It certainly does not have to mean you irrevocably lose your precious quality of life. The 5 potent daily habits that provide unwavering protection for your prostate after the age of 60, ranked from important to absolutely critical, are as follows. 1. Number 5. Walk 30 minutes daily. Consistent, moderate daily movement to reduce inflammation and improve circulation. 2. Number 4. Limit alcohol to 3 drinks weekly. A strict reduction to prevent hormonal disruption and bladder irritation. 3. Number 3. Eat cooked tomatoes 3 times weekly, leveraging lycopene's antioxidant power through easily absorbable cooked forms. 4. Number 2, maintain a healthy weight through portion control. Combating hormonal chaos and systemic inflammation driven by excess fat. 5. Number 1, never hold your urine, respond immediately. The most immediate and direct safeguard against mechanical pressure and bladder damage. Robust scientific research unequivocally confirms that these specific, targeted lifestyle habits can either significantly prevent the initial onset of or dramatically delay the problematic progression of prostate issues. Men who consistently and faithfully practice these habits experience an astounding 70% fewer bothersome symptoms compared to men who do not. 70%. That is not merely a small marginal difference. That represents a completely different, profoundly superior quality of life. These are not complicated, expensive medical interventions requiring specialist consultations and costly treatments. They are simple, accessible daily choices that are entirely within your direct control, empowering you to take proactive charge of your health. Starting tonight, without delay, implement habit number 1. Never hold your urine. Respond immediately to nature's call. Tomorrow morning, seamlessly add the daily 30-minute walk into your routine. Throughout this week, gradually integrate the other habits one by one, making them part of your new, healthier lifestyle. Within a remarkable 3 months, you will have firmly established a comprehensive system of prostate protection, you will have demonstrably taken control of your health in a profound and empowering way that the majority of men sadly never achieve. If this video has provided you with valuable insights and actionable strategies, please take a moment to hit that like button right now. Comment below and share which specific habit most surprised or resonated with you. I personally read and appreciate every single comment. And of course, subscribe for more science-backed strategies specifically tailored for men over 60 who resolutely refuse to accept decline as an inevitable part of aging. I am Dr. Jocelyn, and I want you to know with absolute certainty that prostate problems are not an inevitable fate. Your consistent daily habits are the ultimate determinants of your health outcome. You possess far more power over your well-being than you currently realize. Protect your prostate starting tonight.